My name is Cathleen Cohen, and I was scheduled to have a show at Cerulean Arts Gallery in December 2020. I come from a family that esteemed the arts. One grandmother had a golden voice and was a vaudeville performer a century ago. My mother was a talented dancer, therefore music and dancing filled our house. I discovered poetry when I was 10, and it has become a key to my life and work as a writer and teacher, even receiving the honor of Montgomery County's Poet Laureate in 2019. I came to painting when I was 30, following a family trauma. Our beloved brother, Peter, died of AIDS. And in the wake of that grief, a friend suggested I take a class in watercolor, which led to studying at the Pennsylvania Academy and a total shift in my life. Now I am so grateful to be able to teach and practice two art forms, painting and poetry. They connect in subtle and obvious ways. Both take up questions of time and space, movement and relationships. Both offer ways to express complex emotions and deep feeling. Like other academy students, I was trained in representational painting. Sometimes I think I'm painting what I see, portraits and still life and landscape, but really my work springs from a more abstract world where symbols and forms emerge or stay partially hidden. Here's a poem I wrote about this process. Studio. Someone slants a light, unfurls red silk across a table. Cabbages, cracked mirrors, green onions in a bowl gleam. We are rich, possessed of high windows, good light, and all this time. Outside, trucks gear and groan, but we are buffered by amber glaze. Everything emerges after brushwork and scraping. Interiors, baby dolls, my brother's face. It can get obsessive. Some labor all night and rouse to take up the brush. I watch dust drift, tender gestures of a wrist, cerulean blue, carefully placed. Many poets write ekphrastic poems. This Greek term means description and refers to describing works of art. That's not my interest. More so, I love to follow the ways that my poems and paintings inform each other. I hope that each work stands on its own. I'm often exploring similar themes: relationships, composition, light and shadow, conflict, nesting, flight, freedom, and dancing. Always dancing. I value the act of placing an intuitive brushstroke on the page, but hope that my brushstrokes are informed by years of observation, listening, and life. During the pandemic, poetry and painting are both solace and guide, offering ways to deal with chaos and the lack of close proximity to loved ones. One practice I've had in these months is plein air painting, setting up my easel at a local park, in my yard, or in friends' yards, painting with them at a safe but connected distance. Here's a poem about that. Assembly. Blooms from other gardens beckon, roses my neighbors tend, lilies, phlox, hydrangeas, full-throated and trumpeting. I, conversely, wear a mask to trespass, trying not to seem suspicious, snapping photos for the studio where I can sit alone and bask, absorbing angles, shadows, petals, and stems, whatever echoes. I paint without plan. Eye and hand don't map a storyline. It's more an assembly of bits of colored glass, wind-blown shards brushed together with a logic I learn, a season after a season, as light turns.
Kathleen is a genuinely good human being, and if you're in a generous mood, consider making a donation to Philadelphia's ArtWell. And remember Kathleen's upcoming show at Cerulean Arts in December.